Also important to give our, listen to what's happening on social media. Remember, all this started like some bit of discomfort on social media. The hashtag Reject the Finance Bill 2024, now moving to Occupy Parliament movement. I'm joined by Anne Musungu for the trend at this point. Anne, good morning. We're looking at the finance bill. I mean, it's a whole procedure. The first reading went through. The second reading has now gone through. 204 members of parliament saying yes to it, 115 no. What is the social media saying right now in this regard?
Good morning, Anki Doris. So the social media is wild. The platforms are wild. First and foremost, Gen Zs have said they're not being intimidated, waiting for the four other steps for the finance bill to be passed. So they'll be on the streets come next Tuesday, come next Thursday. So we wait and see how that goes also. So most people are very frustrated that majority of the members of parliament voted for the bill, given that people went ahead and even called their members of parliament asking them not to vote for it. The bills and proposals there, most of them are crazy, given the financial status of the country, economic status of the country right now. Yeah.
Well, what's happening on TikTok, however, we're seeing a number of members of parliament photos being shared on TikTok, interesting rhythms attached to them. What's TikTok saying?
TikTok is wild also. Now we see even young, very, very, very young. We saw the 17-year-old girl who directly spoke to Agwambo about their letting them demonstrate. Everyone on TikTok is now posting about reject finance bill. Apparently the list of those who voted for the finance bill is out, and yeah, we will wait to see what goes about with that also. So
in other words, you're saying we're still expecting the Gen Zs to be loud on social media?
Yes.
But let's look at another thing. There's a security guard that has been rewarded, I think, 10 times his salary for opening doors for protesters.
Yeah.
Have you followed closely on this? What's the conversation around this particular man in uniform?
Yeah, so the first day the demonstrations were on, that is on Tuesday, the demonstrations were wild and people were being beaten by police officers, the tear gas everywhere. So at the Java Kimathi Street, there's this certain security guard who opened doors for people to at least take refuge in the specific Java. And come yesterday, people from TikTok, from social media platforms contributed money and took flowers to him. 10 times contributed money, 10 times worth his salary. And I feel like that is a very, very good sign, given that he really helped them during that time.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I mean, on the other hand, we have a certain policemen being threatened based on what they wore, what they did. Is that still ongoing? Are they still looking for details of these people, family members? It might get a bit ugly. Has that trend ended? Is it still on?
I feel like people are, Gen Zs, to be specific, are very angry. I don't think that is going to be let go easily.
So it's ongoing?
It's ongoing.
All right, let's take a look at what other key voices are talking about. Remember Finance Bill 2023, a number of bills were introduced, including the SHIF, the Social Health Insurance Fund, and a lot of people, when they see Mutahi Kagwe, they remember COVID-19 pandemic, all the respect to him. But what was his words on the introduction of the SHIF? Perhaps you could bring us up to speed, because that's equally on social media right now.
Yeah, so Mutahi Kagwe, speaking to the social media team of Standard Media, he said that he didn't see the need of the transition from NHIF to SHIF, since he said the basic and the one thing they would have done better is just fund NHIF better for it to work. And people on social media are backing him up, given that some of the requirements or some of the proposals on the finance bill is that you'll be required to pay 11,200 for giving birth, normal birth, 32,000 for C-section. And I feel like that this is a lot, given that we're living in very, very tough times. Also, the stay period in hospital will be 2 days for normal births and 3 days for people who went through C-section. And people on social media are they're frustrated about this kind of proposal. Also, cervical cancer has been limited to between 30 to 50-year-olds, and I feel like the earlier the detection, the better. So why are we being limited to the screening for between 30 to 50 years old? Yeah, so people are not happy about this.
But of course, his voice now coming in strongly, and people are backing him up on social media. We continue to interrogate that as well.
Yeah.
But as we close real quick, I mean, we have heard about the droughts, the floods, the tsunamis. There's nothing close to the 1,000 people dying out of the heat stroke. Please bring us up to speed on these very tragic happenings in Hajj.
So 1,000 people succumbed to heat stroke who are on their way for the pilgrim and in Mecca. So our Muslim brothers go to Mecca to unify themselves with Allah, and it's a religious thing that they do, and also it's a requirement for them at least once in your lifetime to do that. And our Muslim brothers are celebrating them for taking courage and taking a step to doing it, even if they died on the line of religion. Yes.
We stand with their families. I mean, nobody really would celebrate death. Quite tragic. And Musungu, thank you for, of course, bringing us up to speed. Some of us almost missed the hashtags. It's good to have you on the News Diary this morning. We take a very short breather. Remember, there's still more lined up. Don't go too far away. We'll be right back.